Hello everyone, hope you all are well and good. So I apologize, actually the part first of this chapter, that is the structure and physiography. The video ended abruptly due to some technical error. The next part which we have to discuss is, let's continue it. The next part which we have to discuss was the fifth part. We were discussing the physiography, and in physiography we were discussing the first part, that was north and northeastern hills. So after discussing the Arunachal Himalayas, Sikkim Himalayas, sorry, Arunachal Himalayas, now we have to discuss the eastern hills and mountains. So eastern hills and mountains. If we look at the map, say this is the map. So if we talk about the extent, first, we will find these eastern hills or mountains in these regions. Means the first point is that their direction will be from north to south. The direction will be from north to south. Next we will find some ranges like Patkai Boom, Naga Hills, Mizo Hills, and Manipur Mountain somewhere in this region. Patkai Boom ranges, I am talking about the ranges over here. The Patkai Boom, Naga Hills, Mizo Hills, or so called Lushai Hills, and the Manipur Mountains. Some rivers like Barak in this Mizoram Manipur region, Barak River, which ultimately joins the Meghna River when it enters the Bangladesh. So this was all about the eastern hills and mountains mentioned in the NCERT. Now let's continue with the next part, that is northern plains. Northern plains means in physiography there were 6 divisions. So the second of it is the northern plains. Northern plains. I hope you remember that we have already discussed a bit about this region when we talked about the Indo-Ganga Brahmaputra plains. So the same region means between the Himalayas and the peninsular block. So the location is between Himalayas and the peninsular block. The extent is 3,200 kilometer long, starting from the Punjab region all over through Haryana, UP, Bihar, a part of West Bengal and Assam, and a width of 150 to 300 kilometer. So the extent is from 3,200 kilometer, the length is 3,200 kilometer, and the width is 150 to 300 kilometer. Talking about their formation, alluvial deposits by river. Which rivers specifically? Indus, as earlier the Indus was part of India only, the undivided India. So Indus, Brahmaputra and Ganga. Alluvial deposits by those 3 rivers. the northern plains are divided into three parts, three zones. You can say that there are three zones. The one is Bhabar, next Tarai, and the third is Bangar and Khadar. Now these are like belts. These are like belts. Specifically talking about the Bhabar and Tarai, these are the belts. Belts means, say if this is the map, so you will find them belts like this. So the northernmost belt, which is of 8 to 10 kilometer of width, northernmost belt on the foothills of the southernmost range of Himalayas, that is Shivalik. You will find the heavy materials deposited over here, or the big boulders, the big rocks. Why? On the other hand, let's just do the Tarai further. On the other hand, the next belt towards south, which is of around 10 to 12 kilometer of width, and the material find here is comparatively fine materials, which leads to formation of swampy and marshy. Swampy and marshy, they are kind of a wetlands, fertile region. Now if they are fertile region, you will find a maximum of vegetation connectivity, maximum vegetation in this region, maximum of wildlife sanctuaries, maximum of national parks, connectivity. Understand the concept now. Say you are carrying two bags. The one is comparatively heavier, and the next is lighter. And you are running to board a train. After boarding the train, which will be the first bag which will take down? The heavier one? Obviously the heavier one. पहले भारी चीज नीचे उतारेंगे ना. Now the river is coming from in its youthful age is coming from a great height, starting from the glacier. As it will reach as the mature stage, as the foothills, as the plain area will start, it will first deposit the big boulders, heavy materials. The speed will slow down further and it will deposit the fine materials. Connectivity. So the boulder part. Achha, one more thing. Now if we found big boulders, the streams actually flow below these big rocks or big boulders. So it seems that the streams have been disappeared. It seems, they do not actually, but it seems that they have been disappeared. Because from above, अगर हम ऊपर से देखें तो we cannot see the streams flowing beneath it. The reason is big boulders. So the another feature is that due to deposition of heavy materials, we usually are not able to see the streams. So it has said that the streams disappear, and in Tarai it re-emerges. Simple. All the points are connected. All of them are connected. Bhangar and Khadar. Next. They are actually the flood plains. See, floods are not actually, there are two types of floods. The rivers experience two types of floods. The one which we listen in the news, which is disaster in itself. But usually in the summer month, in the season of summer, due to melting of glacier, more melting of glacier, the streams or the rivers, the volume of water in the rivers actually increases. This increment in the volume of water usually leads to the floods in the floods in the region of banks of river. जहां पर रिवर के बैंक्स हैं उसके आसपास वाले रीजन में थोड़ा सा पानी का वॉल्यूम बढ़ जाता होता है. द रिवर यूजुअली कॉजेस इरोजन. सो जो रीजन है बिल्कुल रिवर्स के बैंक पे, which every year gets new material deposited, new alluvium deposited, that is what we call Khadar. So the Bhangar is the old alluvium comparatively, and Khadar is the new alluvium, which actually in this region the alluvium gets deposited every year. So the minerals get deposited every year, and if minerals get deposited every year with the help of sediments, this becomes a good region for vegetation. Actually, Bhangar and Khadar are the flood plains. Flood plains means you will find these regions parallel to the rivers. Say if this is a river flowing, and the regions on the banks, this can be Khadar, this can be Bhangar. So due to more melting of glacier, you will find that the river will actually expand due to increment in the volume of water. So Bhangar, Khadar. Bhangar are the old alluvium and the Khadar is the new alluvium. Usually found in the mature stage of river. Mature stage, there are three stages of rivers. The one is young, the other is mature, and the third is old stage. Mature stage starts when it reaches the foothills. Mature stage of the river. And further, when it moves to the old stage, you will find delta. Also in this mature stage, you will find some riverine islands. Means the islands formed in river. Riverine islands. northern plains on a single sheet. On a single sheet. Let's proceed. The third physiography is the peninsular block, or you can call the peninsular plateau. The peninsular block or the peninsular plateau. Extent is this region, the peninsular block region. Southern, the region south to the northern plains. Means on the west we will have the Aravallis. In the north we will have the Delhi Ridge. Delhi Ridge, which is also a part of Aravallis. In the south we will have Cardamom Hills, Kerala Tamil Nadu region. In the east we will have Rajmahal Hills. And remember one thing, south to Rajmahal Hills we have one famous plateau, that is Chota Nagpur plateau, which is also part of this peninsular plateau only, but as it is mentioned in the NCERT, storehouse of minerals, Chota Nagpur plateau. And in northeast we have extension of it, the peninsular plateau. Aravallis, Delhi Ridge, Cardamom Hills, Rajmahal Hills, and the extension is this Meghalaya region. The hills found in Meghalaya region, Meghalaya Plateau, Karbi Anglong Plateau, they are not formed by convergence of Indian plate and Eurasian plate. They are actually it is actually the extension of this peninsular block. And this is the fault between these Rajmahal Hills and Meghalaya Plateau, Malda Gap, Malda Fault. So, extension is Meghalaya, or you can say Karbi Anglong Plateau. A part of extension of this Meghalayas or Karbi Anglong Plateau we will discuss further later in this peninsular plateau only. Actually, this peninsular plateau is divided into three parts. We will discuss it further. So, Meghalaya and Karbi Anglong Plateau extend through map. Super easy. Nothing to cram, just to observe. Also, we have further parts of it. Like we will find features. If discussing about the features, we will find first we'll discuss formation. From formation will lead to features. Now formation was that the continuation or recurrent movement of Indian plate, convergence of Indian plate to with the Eurasian plate lead to the formation of crustal faults. The faults in crust, the continuing movement, or you can say the continuing convergence with Eurasian plate lead to this faults in this peninsular block. Further, now this formation will lead to the features of it. Obviously, connectivity. The formation, the way it has been formed, or the features of it will depend on the way it has been formed. So features will be block mountains. Within the block mountains, we will find the rift valleys. We will find one of the famous fault mentioned in NCERT, that is the Bhim fault. Bhim river Bhim, which is the tributary of Krishna river. So block mountains, rift valleys, Bhim fault. Next, further we will found Karnataka plateau, Coimbatore plateau, parts of Chota Nagpur plateau are Hazaribagh, Palamu, Malwa, Meghalaya, all these plateaus. So the formation led to the features. Now, on the basis of relief, it is divided into three parts. Acha, we also find ravines over here. Ravines means due to erosion for millions of years, we find ravines. Ravines are actually gullies. It is an erosional landform in the river like Chambal ravines. So ravines is also another feature due to erosion for a long time. Anyways, on the basis of reliefs, divided into three parts. The one is the Deccan Plateau. Second is Central Highlands. And the third is Northeastern Plateau. The Meghalaya Plateau or the Karbi Anglong Plateau. Starting with the extent of Deccan Plateau. Extent of Deccan Plateau. This part is the Deccan Plateau. Means in the east we have Eastern Ghats. In the west we have Western Ghats. And in the east we have the Eastern Ghats. North we have the Satpura range, and south Satpura range, Madhya Pradesh, and north we have Cardamom Hills or range. Extent of Central Highland. This is the part of Deccan Plateau. Central Highland. Now imagine. West we have Aravallis. East we have Rajmahal Hills. South we have, if the Deccan Plateau is starting from the Satpura range, now the northern extension of Deccan Plateau is Satpura, so the southern extension of Central Highland will be Satpura only. Deccan Plateau, Central Highland. And north we have the plains region, which we have discussed just now. Northeast, there is no such extent. We can only write that they will be found in Meghalaya region, or a bit of extension is in Assam. Extends. Further, it talks about the features of these three regions. Starting from the Deccan Plateau, it says that Western Ghats are higher in comparison to Eastern Ghats. If they are higher as comparison to Eastern Ghats, so all the rivers will flow from west to east. Means we will find more of east flowing rivers. Mahanadi, Godavari, Krishna, Kaveri. Most of the rivers we will find east flowing rivers. If most of the rivers are east flowing, see connectivity. No need to cram anything. You have to just connect it. If most of them are east flowing rivers, then Western Ghats is continuous. Due to erosion, they are not continuous. The average height of Western Ghats is 1500 meters. The highest peak of Western Ghats is Anaimudi, 2695, which is also the highest peak of this peninsular plateau, the whole of peninsular plateau. Anaimudi is found in Annamalai Hills or Anaimalai Hills, where actually the Western Ghat and Eastern Ghats meets. Western Ghats, now second highest peak is Doda Beta. Somewhere here we have Nilgiri, a part of in Karnataka, Kerala, Tamil Nadu. Then we have Annamalai. Then we have Cardamom. Doda Beta, now Anaimudi is in Nilgiri Hills. I think I spoke Annamalai. It is in Nilgiri Hills. And Doda Beta is in, sorry, I was correct. Anaimudi is in Annamalai and Doda Beta is in Nilgiri Hills. Southernmost is Cardamom Hills. Also, Western Ghats are known as Sahyadris, in Maharashtra region, Sahyadri is in Maharashtra region, and Annamalai or Anaimalai in Karnataka Kerala region, or Nilgiri in Karnataka Kerala region. So Deccan Plateau. Central Highlands, we have already discussed about the extent. It says, NCERT says that there is extension of peninsular plateau. Obviously, Central Highlands is an extension of peninsular plateau. It consists of Malwa, Bundelkhand Plateau, Malwa Plateau. Also, we have average height of 700 to 1000 meter. The most of the rivers found in this region are the tributaries of Yamuna, and Yamuna is tributary of Ganga. Rivers like Chambal, Son, they are found. Now Chambal starts from Vindhya range, Vindhyachal, and one of its tributary, that is Banas, tributary of Chambal. Chambal is tributary of Yamuna. Yamuna is tributary of Ganga. So Banas starts from Aravali. An important fact that Banas starts from Aravali, one of the most only and one of the most important river. Aravali. Also, if this Deccan Plateau has a slope towards eastern side, the Central Highlands side slope towards north or northeastern, means it slopes towards north or northeastern region. Now Meghalaya, you will find its extension in Assam region, a bit of Assam region. Assam hills are one of its extension. You will find that the hills in this region, Meghalaya region, are named on the names of tribe. Garo, Khasi, Jaintia. There is a city in Khasi region, that is Cherrapunji or Gansaram, both of the cities. They experience the highest maximum rainfall in the world. Cherrapunji or Gansaram, maximum rainfall in the world. Cherrapunji and Gansaram. Now, due to maximum rainfall, there will be more erosion, connectivity. More erosion means exposure of rocks, the hard rocks, as it is a part of extension of peninsular plateau. If the exposure of rocks is more, vegetation will be less vegetation. Garo, Khasi, Jaintia, Cherrapunji and Gansaram. But this region is rich in minerals, like Chota Nagpur Plateau. Why rich in minerals? Because there too older. Next, Indian desert. The extent again, northwest or west of Aravallis, known as Thar Desert. Formation, Mesozoic era. From Mesozoic era means 65 million years to 245 million years old. This era was from 65 million years ago to 245 million years ago. And the fossils have been found. The wood fossils have been found in this region. Wood fossils. So it somewhere implies that there was a good vegetation cover over here in this region. Now, features: less rainfall, hence less vegetation. If there is less vegetation, we can call it मरुस्थल या मरुस्थली. ऐसा स्थल मरने वाला, जहाँ मरने के हालात होते हैं, मरुस्थल. Less vegetation means, see, I'm connecting all the features. If less, you will find the same features in NCERT. Less rainfall, less vegetation. If there will be less vegetation, means the impact of physical weathering and wind erosion will be more. It is the vegetation which saves the land from weathering and binds the land from, which actually saves from erosion and withering. The roots of the trees. Less vegetation means more impact of physical weathering and wind erosion. Now, due to wind erosion, the erosion caused by wind, we get features like mushroom rocks. Mushroom rocks. We get dunes, longitudinal dunes, shifting dunes, also called as barkhans. They are formed by wind erosion. Wind erodes those sand particles and it deposits in further in some other region. This deposition leads to formation of dunes or barkhans. Indian desert is divided into two parts: the northern part, the southern part. This northern part slope towards Sindh. This southern part slope towards Kutch, run of Kutch. If you will observe the map along with this lecture, it will become easier for you to remember. The northern part is slope towards Sindh and the southern part slope towards run of Kutch. In southern part we have an important river northern, southern we have features of inland drainage. Means the rivers get drained within the land, either due to evaporation or they meet with an oasis, lake or playas. Playas are actually temporary lakes found in desert. We'll discuss it in detail in physical geography. Inland drainage. Luni River is a good example. Luni River, which somewhere drains after reaching the Hanumangarh or Ganganagar region. Sorry, not Hanumangarh, not Hanumangarh, Ganganagar region. A part of, means it passes through Hanumangarh and Ganganagar region. One of its streams get drained there. Inland drainage, Luni River. Next, coastal plains. The plains found in coastal region, coastal plains. Now coastal plains are divided into, we found them in two regions. One on the western coast and one on the eastern coast. How these plains are formed? By the deposition of rivers. Deltas, formation of deltas. As we have connectivity, as we have discussed that most of the rivers in this region are east flowing. So, broader coastal plains, narrow coastal plains. If they have narrow coastal plains, also a part of Western Ghats have already been submerged region. Now as deposition is being done over here, so it seems out to be emergent river, emergent region, emerging out of water body. Narrower coastal plains, submergent region. A ship needs a very deep region to get parked. मतलब जो शिप जो है, बड़ी शिप होगी, उसका जो अंदर में जो पानी वाला जो the region which is अंडर वाटर, जो शिप वाला जो पार्ट है जो पानी के अंदर होता है, वो बहुत बड़ा होता है, बहुत डेप्थ में होता है. तो अब अगर उसको पार्क करना है, इस सेडिमेंट्स वाले रीजन में पार्क कर सकते हैं क्या? नो, फंस जाएगी वो. कौन से रीजन में पार्क होगी? जहां पर कॉन्टिनेंटल शेल्फ कम होगा. Continental shelf is of around 500 kilometers. What is continental shelf? We will discuss in physical geography. For the time being, ऐसे समझ लो कि डायरेक्ट हमारे पास जो स्लोप है कम हो रही है. जैसे as we will enter the sea, instantly स्लोप कम हो रही है इस वाले रीजन में. इस वाले रीजन में स्लोली कम हो रही है, जेंटली कम हो रही है स्लोप. So, favorable condition for natural harbors and ports. That's the reason we find ports over here. More of ports over here. Mangalore, Cochin, Jawaharlal Nehru. Less ports, natural, as they do not act as natural harbors, so less of the ports over here. More of continental shelf. Connect all these things are, see, I'm explaining you by connectivity. If you know one of them, you will be able to recall all of them. So, less ports, less harbors, less natural ports and harbors. Also, the number of delta is less, the number of delta is more. Now the western coastal plains have been given the names. In Gujarat region we call it Kutch or Kathiawad. These coastal plains are called Kutch or Kathiawad. In Maharashtra we call it Konkan. Karnataka region, Goan or Kannad. Kerala region, Malabar coast. You will find kayals over here, kayals, lagoon lakes, kayals, lagoon lakes, which are used for navigation, for fishing. Features of western part. On the eastern part, we will find Coromandel, Nadan Sarkars, coastal plains. Islands, last part. Islands. Simple. We have two group of islands. Andaman and Nicobar and Lakshadweep. Found in region, first of all region. Found in Bay of Bengal, this region. Found in Arabian Sea. Extent 14 degree north to 6 degree north. And degree north to 8 degree north. (92 degree east to 94 degree east). (71 degree east to 74 degree east). Extent. Capital Port Blair. Capital Kavaratti. Famous archipelago, Ritchie's archipelago. Archipelago is a group of islands, usually called group of islands. Famous island, Minicoy. Minicoy, one of the largest island of Lakshadweep, Minicoy Island. Andaman in the north, Nicobar in the south, separated by 10 degree channel. Mindvi Islands in the north and Kannanur Islands in the south, separated by 11-degree channel. Also in a box, there are in a box. Acha, one more thing. We have equatorial type of climate. So equatorial type of vegetation in Andaman and Nicobar. Now peaks of Andaman and Nicobar. Peaks of Andaman and Nicobar. Saddle Peak, North Andaman. It may come as this part may be asked you as a match the following. Saddle Peak in North Andaman, Diavolo in Middle Andaman, Koyob in South Andaman, Thulier in Great Nicobar, Indira Point in Great Nicobar. Means all of your chapter, the whole chapter, which actually even the aspirants of civil services found it difficult to remember, covered in I think around 10 to 12 sheets. Each and every fact has been covered here. I hope you found it helpful. Thank you.